Awesome, awesome. Cynthia, you can hear me? Thumbs up if you can.
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Cafecito con HACE. My name is Justo Ariano, Senior Partnership Engagement Manager here with the HACE organization, and I am tuning in from sunny Eagle Pass, Texas. For those of you who aren't familiar, it's a border town 2 hours south of San Antonio. Just enjoying some time with family, right? And still taking advantage of that working from home. And so for those of you tuning in, you know the drill. And for those of you who are new, welcome to the HACE Familia. Feel free, please introduce yourselves in the chat. Where are you tuning in from? And how do you enjoy your beverage of choice in the morning? I myself like to turn these into tomato juice con HACE instead of cafecito. I am a tomato juice person, lime, and then just a pinch of salt in the mornings, and I'm good to go. I do not drink any caffeine whatsoever. But before we get started, we do have a few announcements. I'm happy to announce that as of yesterday, our fall program applications for Mujeres de HACE and Emerging Latino Leaders are now live. And the deadline to apply is July 1st. And then for those of you who don't know, Emerging Latino Leaders, it's a dynamic and intensive action learning experience that will transform high potential Latino professionals into high performing leaders. And that's by developing skills necessary to promote immediate and sustainable results. And we have our Mujeres de HACE. And our Mujeres de HACE, as some of you may know, it's one of a kind cohort-based leadership program that provides an individualized and culturally relevant curriculum geared to empower high potential Latinas. And so I know we also have some recruitment opportunities coming on up. We do have our recruitment series, our arts and media on June 29th. And this event will feature NBC Universal, Edelman, and Lionsgate. So please register if you're interested, or please share that opportunity with an individual who you may know that might benefit from this recruitment opportunity. And this opportunity you'll be learning more about these companies that are participating and their DE&I efforts and their job opportunities. But that's enough about HACE. Cynthia, welcome. First, how do you like your cafecito? How your coffee prepared, or your beverage of choice in the morning?
Well, I love coffee. I need caffeine. And like many Latinos, I started drinking coffee really early because that was like the breakfast, drink in the morning with my family. So I used to put tons of sugar. And I finally realized that I can't have that much sugar. So I like it, obviously, with cream and now with monk fruit sugar.
Oh,
so
okay.
I've learned to like it.
That's new. I haven't heard of that one. Maybe I'll have to try that. Maybe it's just a coffee taste. I've always was told, right, it's gonna stunt your growth, and I'm like, you know what? I stayed short anyway. No, but that's awesome. That's great to hear. You're not the type that will put like espresso shots, right, or anything like that.
No, and I have a hard time when I travel all over Latin America because they drink espresso and really, really, strong coffee. And I used to put like 6 sugars in my coffee. It was bad. Yeah.
Okay.
So changing to monk fruit was a much better choice and healthier for me.
Awesome. No, yeah, definitely. The way I stay awake during the days is just fruit, a bunch of fruit. So
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe I'll reside to coffee one day, but not right now. But I did notice you said Latin America. So that takes me into my next question then. So can you tell us a little bit about your cultural and professional background?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm Mexicana. I'm Mexican. I was born in the United States, actually in Texas, Laredo, which is a border town as well.
That's not even an hour away from me.
Yeah, it's really close. So, but we've lived here for a little bit, and then we lived in. My parents are from Monterrey, Mexico.
Nice.
We lived there for like 2 years, and then I've been in Chicago since I was 3. So my whole life has been in the Chicagoland area. Yeah. I started my career always with Latin America or the Hispanic community. My first job out of college, I went to NIU, Northern Illinois University, for all you Huskies out there.
Any Huskies in the chat, feel
All the
free to plug
Huskies
in.
there. And I actually, my first job out of college was selling life insurance. And my
Okay.
dad was a small business owner, so I would target the Hispanic community because, it was just a good reach. I had to build a clientele, a lot of networking. So that was my first job out of college. And then the Equitable selling, selling life insurance through the Equitable. And then I'll kind of explain how I got through HACE and stuff like that. But it was always through all those connections through HACE as well.
Okay, awesome. No, yeah, and I'm definitely glad, you bring all of that up. Monterrey, it seems like we have a lot in common. I'm from, Coahuila, so, neighboring
There
states
you
in
go.
Mexico,
Yeah.
living in Chicago now, or Chicago area. I live in hour northwest of Chicago in the Gurnee area. So, yeah,
Oh,
definitely. Yeah,
I grew
nice
up in
to hear.
Waukegan. I grew
Okay,
up in Waukegan.
awesome.
Yeah.
Look at
Go
us having a
Bulldogs.
chat while everyone's just tuning on in as if we known each other forever.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. And then so I'm glad you bring that up, right? So can you kind of just speak about then, Zebra Technologies partnership with ASE, and why partnerships like Zebra and ASE is so important?
Yeah, so I'll tell you, I learned about asset through college. So I had an awesome tutor who was awesome and got me to go into international business, or back then the title was Spanish Business Translation with the
Okay.
business focus, instead of accounting, which was a much better choice. And he also told me about this awesome organization called ASE.
Nice.
So when I started to attend some of the career centers that they would have at Northern, then I got connected with some people, and I got all of pretty much most of my jobs through connections through ASE. So at the Equitable was my first one. And then I worked at Scott Forsman Publishers, and I've actually been at Zebra a long time, 25 years. It was just 25 years in February. So, and I know that Zebra also, our talent acquisition team, does a great job, and obviously has evolved through, as we've grown tremendously throughout the years, of really making connections and forming alliances. And they also did a great job of identifying ASE and partnering with them. So I think a lot of our recruiting is done through the organization. And, obviously Zebra has a huge focus on diversity, which is really important, and has been great. So I'm not sure if anyone else is on the team from the talent acquisition team, but they're doing a really good job of recruiting, obviously a whole diverse of areas.
Yes, definitely. And I'm glad you bring that up. And anybody from the Zebra team, feel free to plug in anything in the chat, how individuals can learn more about your job opportunities. I do know Zebra Technology is one of our partners, our tech partners specifically, that do have their job opportunities on ASE's Career Center. So if you're interested in some opportunities from Zebra, learning more about them, please do check out ASE's Career Center and type in Zebra Technologies. Well, where you'll see all of their job opportunities. And I do see, Cynthia, you're famous in Waukegan. We have Julie Oswera saying, Cynthia, I knew I recognized you. I live in Waukegan too. So
Oh,
that's
that's
awesome.
awesome. Yeah, that's
Okay, we have Waukegan in the house. I was born in Victory Hospital. So, okay, cool, cool, cool. Awesome, awesome. And then so, Cynthia, how can we get more Latinas in tech like yourself? What are some tips you would give those looking for a career in tech or at Zebra Technologies,
yeah.
and especially those who maybe are in their first years or trying to make a transition?
Yeah, so I think it's all about, I think it's hard when you're in college. I kind of knew I wanted to connect with people, but I think, I think it starts there early on. And recently I've been talking to our team about also reaching out the high school level of what is your passion, and sometimes the more ideas and the more we share about what can we do, we start to learn about areas that we never thought that we would be good at or even think about. I landed Zebra kind of through just connections,
Right.
and I didn't think about that this was really a technology, and my skill set was really just, marketing, sales, people person. But being in this industry, I think is really important, because it really prepared me to think outside of the box, right? And get out of my comfort zone and think about how technology works. And obviously, if I had it, more schooling in my background, it would have probably been better for me. But obviously, as you're with the company for a long time, you learn all aspects of the organization. So I think that, Young Latinas, I have two daughters in college right now. One of them is going into, she's in STEM.
Nice.
So it's really good. One of them's going into international business like her mom, and the other one is the extreme. But it's so nice to see that, that they feel empowered, and there's really no limitation today, which is so awesome. You know what I mean? I think before we needed that extra push. I still think it's important that we're open about, what we want to do and what our kids can do tomorrow, and I really push them. But I do think that, at Zebra, obviously there's a lot more women in leadership roles like myself. And we're making a big effort to cultivate more and more of that. So I think it really starts at a young age, and networking, empowering, and trying new things, and not feeling that we have any limitations.
Yes, definitely love that response, and love to see Latinas in tech, and love to see the comments coming on in. And as you know, we did kick off a Mujeres de Hace Women in Tech program, and hopefully, we'll continue those coming on in the next year in 2023. And especially, right, as you mentioned, right, making the younger generation aware of these opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
And specifically, I know Zebra does a very good job. I participated in HACE's virtual career fairs, and that being one in the spring that focuses on professionals at that mid-level to senior level talent, and then one in the fall that focuses on university to entry-level professionals. So, definitely love to see, different backgrounds, right, coming into Zebra Technologies. And then obviously, you're a prime example of just those virtual career fairs and that networking, right? And as you mentioned, you found Zebra through HACE, so that's definitely great to hear. And we'll love to continue to have individuals connect with you. So feel free to connect with Cynthia, everyone. We'll be sure to plug in, her LinkedIn in the comments. But is there any questions and answers or any questions from the audience that you might have for myself or Cynthia? And Cynthia, anything that you want to plug in before we go?
No, obviously, I just wanted to, thank everyone. I think it's so important, like I mentioned, that, we start early, empowering our kids and coaching them through the way. And obviously, the part of networking, right, is obviously anybody, but obviously, we'd love to see, more and more Latinas in the workplace, and especially at Zebra. So make sure to connect with us. We'd love to have you.
Awesome. Well, you heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. Definitely check out Zebra Technologies on HACE's Career Center. And Diana, yes, I completely agree. Definitely feel free to check out our events page, and you'll be able to see all recruitment opportunities. And feel free to check out our Career Center, where you'll see all these opportunities from different companies across the nation displayed. And definitely feel free to share these opportunities with individuals who you feel might benefit from them. But Cynthia, it's been a pleasure. Definitely, we'll be sure to connect with you soon. I'm sure we'll be talking a little bit more about about border towns and living in Waukegan and such. We might have to actually get a cup of coffee in person in the near future.
Sounds great. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, everyone.